Hey, hello, I'm JulieJo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today we're going to be watching an MLM video. It's a training from someone in Young Living that is called Dreaming, Discipline, and Jesus. So, I have a feeling I know some of the things that she's going to say, but before we get started, I want to go ahead and remind you that if you want to support the channel, you can hit the subscribe button. It's free. If you like the video, feel free to hit the thumbs up button. I'd appreciate that. And I also want to thank y'all for 22,000 subscribers. That's wild, and I am honored that you subscribe to my channel. I have several other videos about Young Living that you are welcome to watch, and I will try to link some down below. You can always go to my channel, find the little magnifying glass all the way to the right, and type in Young Living, and they will pop up. All right, let's get started.
It's the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head.
Before we get started, I really quickly want to tell you about a small shop that I loved and followed before they sent me anything, and I want to start doing this more often. So if you do want me to mention you in my YouTube videos, feel free to send me an email. This shop I had followed for a while anyway. The small shop is called Happyish Brand. They are a small business. The owner's name is Caitlin. She is super nice. I've chatted with her a little bit. I'll make sure to put the link below to the shop, and you can also get 20% off because her birthday is in March, which is right now. And if you want to get 20% off, all you have to do is type in birthday at checkout. She wrote me a really sweet note. She is very kind, and I want to show you a few of her really awesome products. I followed her, like I said, before she even messaged me or anything because I liked her products. She has stickers and a bunch of other stuff we're going to go through, but she sent me this. It says nutrition facts. It says fuck your diet. They are stickers, and she even has sticker books as well, which is super fun. So I know that sometimes I struggle with where to put my stickers and how I want to use them, and this is a fun way to use your stickers in a place that you know that you'll have them and that it won't go on a cup that might get broken or get ruined in the dishwasher. She also sent me a bunch of other stickers, and I'll show you my favorite. I'm actually going to show you more than one because I love them all. I really think all of them are cute and I will use them. But specifically, here are some of my favorites. This one says, I support women's rights and wrongs. This one says, doggos over people. If you know me, you know I have 3 dogs and I love them. This one says, existential crisis club. 10 out of 10. This one says, your anxiety is a lying ass bitch. Fair. I also agree. This one says, get in loser. We're going to therapy. Go to therapy, everybody. This one says, reminder, take your meds. And we all know that I need that one. So I'm going to show you really quickly a couple of other things that I got. This cute little plush is so cute. And then here's the scrunchie. Very cute. And this one is one of my favorites, Fueled by Coffee and Anxiety. It's a keychain. This one might be my favorite of all. I didn't originally talk to her about getting this, but she sent me some extra stuff. It says, my tummy hurts, but I'm being really brave about it. And it is a pill holder. Also got disco ball earrings because that's just kind of my personality. And I love it. They are great products. So if you want to look more into it, her link's below, and you can use code birthday, like I said, for 20% off. Okay, now let's watch.
Hey. All right. All right. We're live. Hi, friends. How are we all going? We are 2 weeks into it. Technically, I am 2 weeks into it. I am currently in Monday, while a lot of you will be still in Sunday. So technically, I am in the 2-week mark. But how are we all feeling? You know, are we still got the fire burning in our bellies, or have we tapered off a little bit?
So far, I'm not feeling it. It's a bit awkward.
Where are we at? You can type in the comments where you're at, because I know that we might all be in different spaces. But I'm going to grab some oils because we're about to talk about hard things, and hard things is a big deal for me.
What you know about hard things? I'm sorry about that one. Let's just keep going, I guess.
I'm going to grab, I have Stress Away and I have orange. So whatever you have right now, grab it, put it on. I love Stress Away. Stress Away is a big one. It reminds me of being at the beach on the sand. And that's where I was this morning, actually. I got up at 5 a.m. and went for a surf because we are in summer here in Australia, and I live on the eastern coast of Australia at a place called the Gold Coast. We have some pretty epic surf beaches here, and sorry about that. I was gifted.
LOL, what if he's sneezing because she just put all those oils all over her and he can smell it? It's probably not why, but it's a funny thought.
A surfboard by my incredible husband for Christmas. And so I am every morning going out and going surfing as best I can. This morning was actually raining a little bit, so that was even cooler. And we had this beautiful rainbow over so we had a storm on one side, so all these dark clouds on one side beside us, and then on the other side overlooking the city, we then had this beautiful rainbow, which was pretty awesome. Plus it was raining a little bit. Anyway, we're talking about hard things, and I don't want to take up much of your time today. But one of the things I just have been dwelling on, dwelling's not probably the right word, more so that I've been mulling it over and kind of seeking Jesus on things, because coming into this new year, I love that we're doing this reboot in January, because when it's January, you know, everybody is putting in New Year's resolutions, or sorry, not everybody loves New Year's resolutions, but you know, it's a fresh new year and it's exciting, and people actually want to start new things. And so we all hit out of the gate running. We're ready to go. We're all full of fire and excitement and motivation, and we like, go for it. And then we get to a certain point and we hit our first, like I was talking about last week, we hit our first bump in the road. And we go, or, you know, it might be like we're doing something to do with our food, and there's a party or an event, and we're like, we'll just like, you know, just try for this, or I'll wait till Monday, or all these kind of things. Anyway, what we find is that a lot of the time, naturally, some people are go-getters and others take a little bit longer, or they don't have as much, like if they work off when motivation is happening. So if they get a big burst of energy, they're ready to go. They are following motivation. Then there's others, sorry, just excuse me for 1 second. Could you turn that down, please, sweetheart? The show, please. Thank you. One of my teenagers is directly opposite me in the kitchen making his lunch, but he's watching something at the same time. It's like, it's a bit loud. Anyway, so there's this thing between motivation and discipline. They're two different things. If we were to run our businesses purely on motivation...
Why are you doing this in the kitchen? If I'm sitting in the kitchen and my husband's in the living room and they're connected, I'm not going to expect him to turn the TV down. You know what I mean? Like, go into a different room. Not everyone in your house should have to stop what they're doing or quiet what they're doing in the room that it's okay to do it in because you're choosing a bad location to train. That's just my thought. I don't know. Maybe y'all don't agree, but I'm just saying, girl, go to a different room.
Great spurts of energy. And then when we woke up one day, we weren't feeling as good. Kind of like what Jenna was talking about. If this was a 9-to-5 job, would you be deciding on the morning whether you're going to go to work or not?
Well, here's the deal with that. They're getting paid to go to work. You're not getting paid in MLM. You're not getting paid to work your young living business or whatever. You get paid when someone purchases a product, or when someone from your downline purchases a product, or when someone that's a customer of your downline purchases a product. You're not getting paid for the hours and hours of work you put in. You're not getting paid hourly or even annually.
You kind of don't have that choice, do you? Well, then your determination... I'm just going to move. Sorry, guys. A little bit hiccup in the situation. I'm going to move locations.
Good. Great idea. Should have done that in the first place.
Just because my brain works a certain way. You can hear my teenager going, sorry. My brain works in a certain way.
It is not his fault. He's just living his life in an area of the house you can live your life in, and you're training in the center of it.
Not everybody is that way, but my brain is. And if there's other noise going on, I get a squirrel effect, and all of a sudden I have lost my train of thought. But that's okay. That's okay.
I am glad that she moved, though. Good for her that she moved and didn't ask her kid again to like quiet himself. I know some people are probably like, JulieJo, he could just quiet himself for like a few minutes. Listen, if I'm sitting somewhere where I can watch TV and that's the place to watch TV, and someone's sitting in there doing something online and talking to people when there's plenty of other space to do it elsewhere, asking me to be quiet, I'm going to say, different room. There's other parts of the house you can go to. This is the TV area.
All right, here we are. So anyway, we're talking about motivation as opposed to discipline. And if we were to wake up every morning and determine whether we're going to work based off our feeling. I'm feeling good today. Awesome. Let's get a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, I'm not feeling so great today. Now, obviously, we've got to give space for feelings, and we've got to allow for us to, there's certain situations where, some of our beautiful women within this team and community are unwell right now, or dealing with sick children, or I was traveling last week. So there were certain things that I had to postpone and wait to do and all that kind of stuff. There's room for that. But if you're determining how you work based off of how you feel, a lot of the time the needle's not going to move as far as you want it to. So you might think this is what I want to achieve, but like Courtney has said to us before, if we look at that, but we're not putting in the time needed for that goal, we're not going to get there, or we're not going to get there as quick as we want, or our goal might be unrealistic of time.
Okay, I understand the point. Let me say that first. I get it, and I agree to an extent, but also that's when burnout will step in too. So there is a fine line where you do need to take care of yourself, like where you're sitting there going, this is the last thing I want to do. As an adult, we sometimes have to do it anyway. That's part of our job. Well, I mean, working in a hospital, that's part of my job. And I have to do it well too. So I can't just like half-ass it. I have to go in and like focus and really get into it. But there's also times when you have to take a step back. I don't know, for me, it'd be like going on vacation, taking a day off, doing something, or like in between patients, like doing something that makes me feel better or that kind of gets me in a better mood, or going to therapy. When you don't know that fine line, will burn you out. It happened to me in MLM. I just kept going, even though I wasn't motivated, even though I wasn't feeling it. And I never stopped for a moment and said, where's the line? Because you're pushed to ignore that line and that it will all be worth it one day. And it wasn't.
Time frame. So what we need to be doing is looking at discipline. Now, one of the pastors at our church yesterday did an incredible sermon, and was about it was talking about dreaming big. And obviously we've got that right now. It's like everyone's dreaming big about what they want 2024 to look like. But he was talking about starting now with the discipline of whatever it might be. So in this case, it was the discipline of getting your quiet time with Jesus and spending time with him and craving that and doing that above all else, so that then the radical and ferocious dreaming that you want to do, the faith that you have to do these incredible big things, and whatever goals you're putting in for your business, it's about the discipline steps now. Kim was talking about her son, who he is disciplined every single day to do what he needs to do to get to where he's going. And that's the same with our business. It's the little bits that we do every single day. So let's break that down. Say, for instance, you're about to sit down. You and I are about to sit down. We're going to do our power hour. What does that look like? What do you already have set up that will help you to, you don't even have to think about it. So for me, I write down, okay, well, at the moment, I have to check in with this group, check in with the January Business Reboot group, have a look at the posts, make sure I'm checking in there, know what's going on. I'm commenting, I am catching up, I am making sure that I've watched the videos, all those kind of things. So that's one thing I'll do in my power hour. The other thing I'll do is be going into our Life Steps app. Oh my gosh. As we've all said, if you don't have that yet, it is a wealth of knowledge. And I can tell you, I haven't used that yet at the best of my ability. I haven't used it to the best of its ability. Like, we're on a minefield of gold, but we probably don't use it as much as we should. And it to the point where, like I said,
if it's like a mine of gold, then why is Young Living crashing and burning? If the trainings are like this, then it's been the same for a decade in MLM.
I said last week, there's some things that I am not gifted in. I'm not gifted in certain things, and that's okay. I see where my strengths are, see where my weaknesses are. My weaknesses are organization, making sure I'm disciplined, all those kind of things. Whereas my husband, he's actually a lot more disciplined than me, and his brain works that way. So I'm actually releasing him to have full access to the Life Steps app to be able to then help me be able to keep myself in routine, keep myself disciplined. So I would go into the Life Steps app and I will be able to check in on the things that I need to check in there. So I know for a fact, so that's it. So we're knowing that we're going into the business reboot group. Oh, my words. We are checking the Life Steps app. Are we doing our daily 5? Okay, so the daily 5, that's also something you can put in your power hour. If you only have an hour to work. Now remember, Jenna was saying, what have you committed to at least for this month in your each day or whatever time it might be? When you get into that time, know already what you're going to do.
This is the most basic MLM training. She's talking about income producing activity, like daily methods for success, things of that nature that all MLMs do. Young Living is going to need much more than that to at least stop the hemorrhaging of people leaving.
We've all talked about it. Know what you're going to do. This is where discipline comes in. This is where it's not just motivation. This is where you're working your muscle, your business muscle, right? So that for some people, that
Do you have a business muscle? Where would it be?
can be a hard thing. I said to myself this year, and if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you would have seen I was posting about it this morning, is that my thing for this year is I can do hard things, because doing hard things is important for me to be able to move the needle, right? So for me though, my hard things may look so different to what your hard things are. So my hard things are, I actually have trouble in making phone calls. It's hard for me because, and I know I've shared this on my stories today, that it comes from a place that I have fear of not knowing what to say. So again, what I'm doing right now in this group, this is a hard thing for me. But I was challenged to do hard things this year, to get over those things that I put aside and put to the back because I don't want to do them, because I'm too scared. Well, there is another saying in here other than the most incredible saying, which those who are at retreat this weekend would have seen. We rise by lifting others.
We rise by lifting others. Something I don't even know what to call it. Do I love it? No. Do I think it's iconic? Maybe. Is that MLM has taken this phrase, we rise by lifting others, and tried to brand that as their phrase. When in reality, what they do is they rise by just getting a bunch of people below them and having them purchase product. There's no lifting others, maybe like 1 or 2 people, maybe 10 people even. When you have 1,000 below you failing, it's such a weird thought process. Sitting there going, I'm an MLM and I rise by lifting other people up. Do you? This is from Young Living themselves. It's their 2022 income disclosure statement. The associate rank is the bottom rank, and there are 89% of all brand partners there. 89% of the entire company is at the bottom rank. They make an average annual income of $3 fucking dollars. The median? 0. Star is the next one, and that is 7.6% of the company. So now we are at 96.6% of the company making an average of $275 a year, not including what they purchase, and a median of $206 a year. The next one, which is Senior Star, is an extra 2.1%, which leaves us at 98.7% of the company making an average of $1,500 a year, not including the products that they purchase, and a median of $1,200 a year, not including the products they purchase. Where is the rising by lifting others up? There's no such thing. It is deceptive and disgusting and abhorrent for MLMs in general, especially Young Living with this bullshit, to even say we rise by lifting others. Really? Because at Royal Crown Diamond, which is less than 0.1% of the company, the average is $1.6 million, while the median is $1.4 million. So do you really rise by lifting others when 98.7% of the company makes less than $1,500 a year, not including any products they purchase? I don't even know what to say after that.
This is why we're here. We're here to encourage each other, to lift each other's arms, to lift each other up when we're feeling yuck or when we're feeling down, or even to celebrate all of our wins. That's why we're here. But the other one is the magic is in the things you're avoiding. Now, I look back and think about the last year in particular. Yes, we were moving house. Yes, we're moving states. All sorts of things were happening. But I know that I avoided so many things. I know in the last 2 weeks I've avoided things. And we're all human. We've all got flaws and we're all going to make mistakes and we're all going to trip up and we're going to fail. It's part of life. But by avoiding those things, I could have missed opportunities, and I may have missed opportunities, or God being as beautiful and as gracious that He is, will bring those opportunities back around.
All right, stop talking about God. You see that lip phone back there? Direct line. I can give him a call right now and tell on her. So she said, the magic is in the things you are avoiding, which is a good quote. Let's say, like, the magic's in the things you're avoiding when it comes to like therapy, or when it comes to like working out, things that you're avoiding on purpose because you don't want to do, but you know will be good for you. And it is a good thought, unless you're using it for a really shitty thing. You're avoiding doing a power hour. You know what you're avoiding doing? Working for free. They like to use these things like we rise by lifting others up, the magic is in the things you're avoiding, motivation versus discipline. They use all these basic sayings and quotes that you go, yeah, that makes total sense. But when you put it in context of what they're doing and what they're talking about, it is manipulation at its best and indoctrination at its worst. I fully believe that mindset training and MLM training at its worst is indoctrination. That's just my thoughts. Feel free to leave yours below.
But what I'm realizing is that it's not just, oh, okay, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. But it's a process. It's something I have to work through in my heart and in my head. Gosh, remember? Heart work with a paycheck, mindset stuff. Jenna is a
heart work with a paycheck? Where's the paycheck? The median of 89% of the company is $0 a year. You take the middle of what all 90% of the company's making, and you go, boom, $0. That is the worst income disclosure statement I've ever seen. Oh, well, they're not working hard. They're not doing their stuff. Well, we all know that's bullshit, right? You and me right here, we know that. But that's what they're going to try to use. Even still today, after the few years that I've been doing this, the few years that I've been talking about MLMs, it still blows my mind to look at that income disclosure statement and think, people believe that this is okay.
Queen at mindset stuff. Spending just even a few minutes chatting with her will help you to be able to work through some mindset stuff. If you are a part of a WHAM, that is where a lot of mindset stuff is worked into and worked through. So I have a lot of mindset things, and that's why I felt challenged this year to do is I'm going to do hard things. But when you avoid those hard things, one, you're letting yourself down. Two, you could be letting others down, but you also could be missing the opportunity to be able to bless somebody else with what we have. You get to bless somebody else with the products. You get to bless somebody else with the business opportunity.
The business where the majority of people are losing money. That's not a blessing, my girl.
To put money in their pocket just to be able to get by. We all know that the price of things is just skyrocketing and people are really struggling. But what is your hard thing? What is your hard thing? Think about it. What is it that you avoid? Depending on what it is.
I think earlier she said hard thing and not heart thing. I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to clarify.
There will be a way for you to move through it. Now, how you can do that is that you identify what the hard thing is. So I'll use me for an example. I have a irrational fear. It's going to sound really funny, but I have an irrational fear of making phone calls. Okay, I mentioned it before. Now, the reason I have that, this is what goes on in my head. If I make that phone call, especially if it's to like an organization or something, so if I'm booking an appointment or I'm calling, I don't know, like whatever it might be, it's hard to figure out the right example, but if I don't have all the answers, I worry and I freak out. So for instance, they may ask me for details, and if I don't know them, I will go into hyperventilation if I don't know the answer. So I have a fear of not having all the answers. I have a fear of that I'll fail and I'll muck it up and I'll say something that I shouldn't. And it's not something that there's a lot of people that deal with that. But so what I'm addressing that. I'm realizing, okay, this is a problem for me. This is my fear. Okay, so how do I work through that? First of all, I go to Jesus and I say, what the? Why? Why is this? Please help me pinpoint in what point did this come about? Sometimes it could be from something that's happened in our childhood.
Let's say I'm Christian again. Okay, these are some of my thoughts I had when I was a Christian. So for me, I said God gave us a brain to use it, right? Logic is important. God gave us therapy to use it. You should use therapy. You should go to therapy to work this out. Those are the kind of things I thought and said when I was a Christian, and I still believe that. I mean, if you believe in God and whatever, God gave us those things. I'm not saying I do. I don't know what I believe, but God gave us these tools to use them. So use them. And praying does big stuff, I'm sure, for people who are Christian and when I was a Christian, but it is not the same as going to therapy.
We could have said something in someone's that we thought was the right thing, and we've been laughed at. Or if you've been in a school environment and you put your hand up to answer a question and you were sure that it was the right answer, but it wasn't. And that was in front of the whole class. Or, mine stems from a place of rejection. And so my fear is that if I say something, I'm going to be rejected for it. So for instance, if I say something to someone about a product that I know will help, but there's a little chance I could be told no. That is a big deal for me, because that is stemmed from a place of a fear of rejection. So I need to address that, right? I need to be able to, we have these incredible resources that there's a few books. There's one that is called Feelings Buried Alive. There's another book called Releasing Emotional Patterns with using essential oils. But basically what you can find is whatever emotion you might be feeling,
just go to therapy. Let me also say, I know that it's not affordable for everybody. I know that it's not accessible to everyone. I'll go ahead and say that because I understand. For her, you're going to spend more money on Young Living products than you will on therapy, very likely. Or maybe you'll even spend the same, but one's actually going to give you something. Instead of purchasing Young Living products, put that into therapy.
So it's finding your way out. So if there is a fear, you need to find your way out. And also that finding your way out might actually mean doing the hard thing. I have to get on a call and, do the call. Or I need to get on a live and talk to people. So that's one side of it, is working through your fear or working through what the hard thing is. Because there's going to be so many hard things. And it's okay to have hard things, but it's important to be able to not camp there, not let that hold you back, because the magic is on the other side. But the magic comes from the discipline of doing the hard things.
I mean, in MLM, people like to say with cults and scams and stuff, like they have rose-colored glasses on, meaning you can't see the red flags. I think that sometimes these quote-unquote hard things are red flags. They're saying, hey, you don't want to do this because you shouldn't, or you don't want to do this because it's not right. And I think that a lot of times their goal is to train you to see those hard things no longer as red flags, but things that you need to overcome. Why I call MLM training and mindset, especially indoctrination, is because their goal is to make you think one thing when it really isn't true. In short, I think those quote unquote hard things can easily be red flags that they are trying to make us not see as red flags.
Because there might not be one, there might be many. And you've watched all of our leaders who talk about different things that they've struggled with. Barb realized, this is a situation. Barb realized that for her, social media wasn't her thing. Doing things in person was. But she still gets on and does the hard thing, but that's to come on and do lives with you guys and to share with you guys and to go on our Zooms and share there. So that's a level of hard that she can do. And it has radically changed people's lives because she has done that. So it's finding out what is your hard and what level do you need to work through to get to the other side. Our topic today was making a sale. That might be hard for people. When I knew that my day was going to be on that, I kind of freaked out a little bit and said to the girls, I'm like, what, man? Like, no, can't do that. I don't want to do that. But what I realized is that was a hard thing for me, but I had to change my mindset, right? I had to change my mind. I'm not selling something. I'm not salesy. That's not what this is.
That is exactly what it is. Well, that's one part of it. You are absolutely selling. You're selling products. That's it. Plain and simple. You're selling products. You're also building a downline because that's what makes you more money, and then you just make money off of their work even though they're not really making money off of it. But all that to say, yes, you are. You are. You're selling products.
We are helping people. We are serving people. We're not here to sell, we're here to serve.
She's talking about serving people from a Christian perspective, which means doing something even though you're not getting anything in return. And that is another way to indoctrinate you in MLM to not believe that you necessarily should get paid for your work, which you should. They're indoctrinating you to think, I'm serving people, I'm doing good, I'm serving these people, which they put in the back of your mind means you don't really have to get paid for it. You're selfish if you think that you need to get paid for serving people, which is honestly disgusting of them. But they know that a lot of these people who are Christian, and that's why you have a Christian to MLM pipeline, is because they can take those things in Christianity and in other religions too, and make you think something, even though it's not right.
We're here to love and we're here to support. So we're not salesy. So it actually comes down to, and all the points that Courtney put in that post today were brilliant because it comes from conversation. It comes from having relationship with people. That's how we make a sale. But I really just want to encourage all of you that it's okay to be able to recognize when there's something hard. But we don't want you to do it alone. That's why we create these groups. That's why we allow you to be a part of this larger community and we get to be here together and support each other because we don't have to do hard by ourselves. That's why I love the WHAMs, because I'll go, whoa, this is the hard thing. This is why in our WHAMs we talk about what's our wins and what's our struggles. Because our struggles, we bring them to the table and we all work together to find a solution. But also we pray for each other. And we help each other. I know that when I'm feeling a fear of something, I go to my husband and go, hey, I'm not okay right now and I need you to pray for me. Or I go to our girls in our larger group and just say, hey, this is where I'm at right now. Please, if someone could pray, that would be amazing, just to help support me and to cover me in prayer. Because we want you to win and we want you to succeed. So if there's a hard, I'd really love you to be brave, and I would love for you to write in the comments, what is your hard? What's a hard thing this year that you're going to overcome? What's something you're avoiding? What's something that you're choosing not to do because you think that's in the too hard basket? Oh no, I don't want to do that. What is it? What is it? Be brave, share it, because once we get it out in the open and into the light, then we see the change start to happen. Because once we put it out there, we've got people around us that are going to support us and encouraging us and challenging us and help us with solutions. So that's my encouragement for today. What is a hard thing that we're going to work on this year, or at least even just this month? What's something that you're avoiding that you need to do? And what's some discipline things you're going to put in place? What is it that you are going to do out of discipline, not out of motivation, to help move the needle with your business? We love you guys so much.
No, you don't. I can assure you don't love me. I mean, all of that was a bunch of mumbo jumbo and indoctrination using Christianity. I really wanted to do a video on the or the Christian to MLM pipeline, and I think this is a good example of parts of it, using things that are part of your religion to then get you to think something about this MLM. So that's definitely a thought. Let me know if you would love to see that video or you want me to do that video. Thank you for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I would appreciate that. I love reading through your comments as well. If you want to support the channel for free, you can just simply subscribe. If you like the video, you can hit the thumbs up button below. Again, thank you so much for being here. If you think this video will help someone, share it out. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you next time. Don't forget the link in the description for Caitlin's small shop. It is super cute and definitely worth looking at. I'll see you next time, like I just said. Bye.
Show you what I'm all about. Make up for what we lost. Tonight is the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about yours.